Today we're going to go ahead and replace the rubber gasket here on this Mercedes E-Class 320. This is year 2003. From 2003 to 2006, all the cars, E320, the AMG, and the E500, all basically have the same problem. What that is over time, the rubber gasket around the mirror here tends to deteriorate, and you can see on this one, it's just been peeling right off. Now we're going to go ahead and take the mirror housing off. And how we do that is we go ahead and bend the mirror all the way back towards the back of the car. I'm going to go ahead and install some masking tape to protect the edge so it doesn't get damaged during this process. So what we're going to do is you hold the mirror back and you slide your flat edge screwdriver just down below. There's a little metal clip. And once you get that off, we just heard it click. Now you can go ahead and easily pull off the housing. Now, as you can see right here is the metal clip that holds it in. This is the only thing that holds it in. So what we did is we got the screwdriver underneath and depressed it, which allowed it to disconnect from this here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the spring from the housing. That's going to allow us to bend it all the way back and get to the Allen heads. How we're going to do that is take a small mini vice grips, which I think work the best. You're going to grab onto the spring. You're just going to pull it out, just as I did there. And now we're able to bend this all the way back, exposing the Allen heads, and it's actually ready to come right off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the mirror. And how we're going to do that is we're going to use this Torx bit. And this is one with a hole in it. And the reason why it does is because some of these Mercedes have an anti-tamper resistant screw. This particular car does not have them. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in there. We're just going to start loosening them. Okay. So now before we take it off completely, we now need to go into the inside of the car and disconnect the wiring. It's a good thing that Mercedes put this little plastic panel in here, that way you don't have to take off the entire door panel. So what you're going to want to do is just get underneath it and pop this off. Okay, now that we got the cover plate off, we're going to go ahead and remove the two connectors that connect up to the mirror. And the wire right here is the one that leads up to the mirror. You're just going to need to take a screwdriver. There's a little clip, push it back, and pull it out. Same with the second one. Push it in and pull it out. There you go. We're all set and ready to remove the mirror out. Okay, now that the wires have been disconnected, we're going to remove the Torx screws. We're just going to go ahead and remove the two bottom ones first and let the top one hold the part on the car. And we're going to go ahead and hold the mirror housing with our other hand. Unscrew that Torx. Now we're going to just slowly pull the wires out. Don't pull too hard. And there you go. It's off. Okay, so as you can see, I went ahead and used scissors and just cut the rubber off so I could pull the old part off completely. Okay, so here we have the replacement gasket for the mirror. And what we're going to do first is we're going to have to cut this little entry hole open just enough for the harness to go through. And the reason why we need to cut it is because when it was made at the factory, they didn't have the connectors attached to the wires. So we're going to go ahead and do that quickly. Go ahead and stick the white one through first. Do one at a time. We're going to go ahead and do the black one. We're just going to go ahead and pull it through all the way until it snaps in. There you go. Okay, so next step is we're going to go ahead and put a little black electrical tape around the entrance. I'm going to do it nice and tight. This way there's no way for any water to get in, because that's the whole point of having the gasket. So I'm going to wrap that nice and tight. Now we're ready to install it onto the car. So now what we're going to do is reinstall the mirror. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the wiring down, and we're going to push it through the hole. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and set the screws where they need to be. I went ahead and I put them in the holes ahead of time. And then we can start fastening that in. Make sure it's nice and tight before we go to the next step. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and reattach the spring. What we're going to do is set that in here, use the vice grips, clamp that down, and just pull it onto the seat there. Looks great. Now we can go ahead and reinstall the housing. Once you hear that click, you know you're good. So now that it's installed, we're going to go ahead and hook up the wiring harness inside the car, and we'll be all finished with the job. And of course, when you put the wiring harness back in, we just went ahead and finished installing the mirror. We're going to go ahead and clip this back in until it clicks into each hole. I'm going to find that there. Click it in. Now we're going to go ahead and put the cover back on, and it's as good as new. Well, I'm really happy with the way it fits. It has a nice sturdy, tight fit along there. I'm really happy with it. I think you'll be too. You can buy these on Amazon and on eBay. Just copy and paste the link that's below that describes the part with the eBay link or the Amazon link, and it'll take you right to it. Hey, for 60 bucks for a couple of them, it's well worth the price. Sure beats buying the whole unit from the dealer or on the internet, anywhere from $120 up to $370, depending on if it's a right or a left. This product really saves you a lot of money. So I hope you enjoy it, and tune back in to our future videos.